You know, I bet it'd be pretty cool to live in a world of games. Probably like get to do all a bunch of neat stuff, meet some cool NPCs and shit, and hear random noises. What the fucking hell is that? Ow! Well, my contract dictates that if an anime hits me in the face, I have to review it. So, here we go. I need to fix that contract.
You better get back!
Just who the hell do you think I am?
Hey everybody, what is up, and welcome back to another anime review with the TheMKninja. That's me. And it's still Sentai month, meaning there are still 3 more Sentai licensed anime out there that I need to review. One of them being No Game No Life. Now, the isekai genre has been one that's really popular. It blew up and created some of the most popular anime out there, including one of the most popular anime for newcomers, Sword Art Online. Also, kin to a lot of hatred and such. And even though the isekai genre is not what it used to be, considered to be one of the kings of the genre is No Game No Life. But is it deserving of its crown? Or did it take it away from someone? I don't know, Overlord, I guess? Sword Art Online's pretty bad, so I guess Overlord. Let's see if this king is worthy of his throne. So, get this bitch started. Gaming siblings Sora and Shiro online are known as blank, incredibly skilled gamers who are able to defeat pretty much any opponent. However, they also realize that real life kind of sucks and they don't really belong there. But one day they get an offer to go to another world. Of course, they accept and get transported to the world of games where they learn that every single thing here is dictated by a game and they have to follow the 10 pledges. Of course, just living in a gaming world isn't enough, and Sora and Shiro decide to see how much fun they can have in a land of opportunities that is fit for them. Yeah, it's, you know, basic isekai stuff, go to another world, cooler than our world, and as a gamer, I kind of really like the whole introduction of, like, a gaming world with gaming characters and a lot of gaming humor, and it just I kind of connect to it more. Like isekai, I feel like is really good at creating worlds, and that's one of the great things too. Is like they bring in characters that have never been in the world, and it honestly makes the world building a lot easier because they have to be explained stuff, they have to learn the stuff, and they learn it just as we learn it. And here it still does that same thing. So the world is a bit more basic in terms of isekai, and I think that's totally fine as it centers more around the characters and the comedy and the story, which are all pretty great. And the story, I really like how Sora and Shiro are like, you know what? It's cool being in a world of games, but let's see what we can do. Let's have fun. And I really like that they're not just content with living. They make it seem interesting, and they see what, like, they treat the entire world as a game itself. And I kind of like that. It really makes it so the story goes in an interesting direction rather than just like, oh, we're gonna go around, meet a bunch of people, and get wrapped up in something. Instead, they like kind of get wrapped up in something, but they want to be. Like they relish in it. Unlike being like, well, I guess I'll help them. Like, no, we're gonna fix this, and it's gonna be fun. And I really like that outlook. It makes the story a lot more fun, more interesting, and it really helps bring out the characters. And that's one thing this anime does really great, is the fantastic cast of characters. First of all, Sora. I like how just kind of different as a main character he is. Like, sure, he has some of the typical kind of main character vibes, like he can be kind of pervy and such, but he's also incredibly intelligent. Sure, he's nice, but he's usually thinking of like some kind of his own goals or how he and his sister can get further, and he isn't afraid to kind of step over people, but he isn't also a complete asshole, and he's likable and will help people, so it's kind of like that good mix of asshole and a genuinely nice guy, and I do really like that, and he has a lot of great connections with the characters, especially with his sister, Shiro, who is pretty adorable, and she's also, it gets kind of contradicted with like her nature of being like shut off emotionally and being super intelligent and kind of like always, she's kind of not really nice too, but I feel like it's in a different way. It's like she's a bit more cold than Sora. Sora's like eccentric. Shiro's kind of like reserved, and I really like that yin yang thing they have going on. It really makes their personalities bounce off each other quite well as other characters. And then there's Stephanie, who is one of the best comedic characters out there. I know there's a lot of really great comedic side characters out there in anime, but I think Stephanie is really great because one, she's interesting as a character, and two, she leads to a lot of really great humor. And like even if it's not directly involving her, like indirectly involving her, or if she's not even meant to be there, they find a way, and she just makes the scene funnier. And she's not annoying or unlikable. Um, she's just kind of like she's the comedic character, and I really like that. She's really, really funny. And then we get to my favorite character, Jibril. She happens to be one of the races in the anime, one of the several different kind of races that go around and like have different rankings and such. And humans or humanity, I know, dumb name, is kind of last, and they're like upper, like they're kind of like angels and such. And she loves knowledge, but she's also kind of like really bloodthirsty, and like she kind of looks down on people except for Sora and Shiro since they managed to beat her in a game. And I really like that. I really like she's like, no, you two are worthy. I like you, but yeah, fuck all the rest of you. I love that. And she's also really funny, and she's really well designed. Like pretty much all this anime is well designed. It looks gorgeous. I think I said this in my Mob Psycho 100 review, but I compared it to this anime because both of them have an amazingly vibrant color palette. You could take a single still image from this anime, look at it and be like, holy shit, that is beautiful. It's like art. Well, maybe not every single image, because some of them are like, you know, kind of anime-ish, like, oh, hey, look, boobs and stuff, but a lot of it is like these vibrant backgrounds or these amazing it looks really good, and the animation quality is also really good too, very consistent, and just all of it blends together to make it a very appealing looking anime. And that's also helped with the fact that I really like the games. Like I said, this anime is dictated by games and such, and how they go about it. You could say like, oh, the characters are overpowered, but they do it in ways where you can pick up the hints of what's going on, and if you have like if you're careful enough to be like, I see what they're doing. Sometimes it comes out of nowhere, but if you watch it again, you'll see the hints. And I really like that, how it's not just out of nowhere. It just seems it's out of nowhere because maybe you didn't expect it. And I do quite like that. And they're very engaging. The games are very intelligent. They're stuff I never really thought of to be games, except for like the first game, but it's still really enjoyable. It has like a spin on it. And it's just all of it blends together into a very fun anime with also really great comedy with a lot of video game based humor, and I caught a lot of the references and a lot of the jokes, and again, as a gamer, it was kind of like a Christmas present and a nice little bow, and I really liked that. It was just like super enjoyable to watch, to listen to, and to have these like fun characters. And I'm not really huge in the isekai genre, but No Game No Life is one that I have quite enjoyed for a long time, and rewatching it was definitely a treat. As I found out, I still enjoy it just as much as I did before. It's still a very fun, very strange anime. If I were to give any cons to it, though, I mentioned Shiro. She's 11, and the anime is a little creepy about doing stuff with her. Now, granted, I've heard justification as it's never meant to be sexual for her, like, since Sora doesn't see her in that way, it's not really counted that way. It's more like just at face value instead of meant to have like a different idea to it. But still, as an American, and even in Japan, like that's still a really young. That's not legal age of consent, and it's just kind of creepy. So it's kind of a strange anime to watch, and it's definitely not for newcomers, I would say. Like, if you want to get into the isekai genre, don't watch this one. Watch a different one first. Watch, like, maybe Overlord, or hell, even Sword Art Online. I don't really like Sword Art Online, but it's a good beginner anime. This is a very good intermediate anime for someone who's experienced with all the weird stuff anime has, and they know what to expect, but they can also have a really great package with fun characters, really good animation, a fun story, and just enjoyable comedy. So I'm going to give No Game, No Life an 8 out of 10. It is an enjoyable anime, and I definitely recommend it. And I give a lot of anime 8s and 7s, but we'll get to some bad ones after Sentai Month. I'm not trying to spoil anything, but I'm going to say that nothing's going to go below a 6. Yeah. Anyway, join me next week for another review of Sentai Month. What are we watching? Something about a dungeon? Dungeons and Dragons? Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead and make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out my videos. Also, make sure to check my supporters. All the good stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.